Hallo und willkommen zurück zu Folge 17 von If My Heart Had Wings. In der letzten Folge haben wir Ai, Kotori, Amane und AGH bei ihren Club-Activities verfolgt. Ai mit Amane immer noch am Pilot-Training beschäftigt und Kotori und AGH haben eine Introduction zu FRP gemacht, um damit den neuen Flügel herzustellen. Zwischendurch haben sie dann noch einen Besuch vom Student Council President Akadi bekommen, die approved hat, wie alles im Club läuft. Und damit war die Folge auch schon vorbei. So, dann schauen wir, wie es weitergeht. As we began building the main wings, the Soaring Club garage suddenly became very lively. Oh Mann! Krasser Dodge! Ihr habt's nicht gesehen, aber ich war so kurz davor, wieder die Leertaste zu drücken, aber nein, ich habe stattdessen die Enter-Taste gedrückt. Bam! Everyone carrying out their task was das fängt schon wieder gut an mit dem Lesen. Was finding an outlet for their increased motivation. This also influenced things outside the garage, okay? For example, at lunchtime one day. Hey, what's the difference between glass mat and glass cloth? The size? Were there any other differences? The cloth is thinner, but it has longer fibers, so it's more resistant against pulling. Oh, that's right. The mat easier fits curved surfaces, so it's used for making things with complex shapes. So glass cloth is more suitable for making the main wings. They're big and flat and also have to be durable. That's right. It's been like this recently. Kotori and AGH were having lunches together. Nice, I like. Kotori was always reading an FRP manual, and if there was something she didn't understand, she was asking AGH. In her spare time, AGH was also studying thick technical books about glider construction she took from the garage bookshelf. She wouldn't read while eating lunch though. Spending more time with AGH made Kotori much less detached from the class as a side effect. Looks like she gets more and more chances to talk to classmates. Just like right now when other girls were answering her questions. Yes, girl talk time. How do you do FRP and glass math? Aber gut, würde funktioniert. Technical school, I guess. Hey Minase, stop looking at the girls. I wasn't. I made a few friends from class as well and started having lunch with them sometimes. I wonder what they were talking about. When it comes to building the main wings, I was just helping a little, so it didn't really have much to do with me. Still, I was simply curious. Or rather, I'd like to chat with them about the glider too. Yeah, boy, why don't you? Ist das so weird, wenn Jungs und Mädchen zusammen Lunch haben? Really now, you're kinda awesome. Why? As soon as you transferred here, you started getting along with that Habane-san. You even got close to Mochizuki-senpai, haven't you? Just by chance. Kotori had a rather stormy relation with the girls. However, the boys considered her distant and hard to approach. Her legs, beautiful appearance, but above all that, don't talk to me, Aura must have been responsible for this. Ich dachte gerade so, her legs war irgendwie eine weitere Konkretisierung von beautiful appearance, was okay, that's oddly specific. Aber ja, okay. Just by chance, huh? If I didn't become the dorm mother, I also might have been referring to her as that Habane-san by now. I was able to fit in the class so quickly, only thanks to AGH. I've got to tell you this, we all envy you because of that too. What the hell, childhood friends? Well, even if you say that. This is a digression, but it seems that AGH was rather popular with the boys. Thanks to that, some of them are a little jealous of me. If the situation was reversed, I think I'd have been similarly envious. Maybe I should join the Soaring Club too. That's too bad, we're already full, what? When the number of minimum members is also the number of maximum members, okay. You liar, you're hogging all the girls to yourself, damn it. In one corner of the classroom, AGH and company were enthusiastically talking about gliders. We were getting excited with the typical high school boys conversation. Nice. Speaking of which, when I was at the all-boys school, these kinds of topics felt a lot more lonely. I'm glad I decided to transfer. That was an average day for me now. After school we were all heading to the garage and engrossing ourselves in the work we had to do. Ageha's also in the robotics club, so she goes there on some days. She shows up at the soaring club afterwards. Then she checks what Kotori did that day and... That's no good! Thought coming. Or... Well done! Okay. She criticizes her work like that. And at last, the other day... The wings were done, I can finally go crashing himself. Gently. Peel it off gently. Yeah. Oh. Alright, it came off. Look at this. Kotori, having peeled the FRP plate from the model, happily showed it off. Ach, vom Modell. Alright. We did it. Wow. We all spontaneously struck a victory pose. The smooth, curved surface was sparkling beautifully under the dim light inside the garage. This 200 by 40 centimeter board was one of the pieces that would become the main wings. Ah, okay, ich dachte gerade so, hä, das ist nur die Modellphase und die freuen sich so drüber. 200 by 40 centimeter board. The main wings were 8 meters long. Wie groß ist diese Garage einfach? Oder steht da ohne Wings drin? Also Wings detached. Since making them from one piece would be very risky, they were made from smaller fragments that would be connected later. Look at this, it's really smooth. You're right, this is very different from the ones I made. But won't the connection point become weaker? No problem, the place where they join has more layers, so it's actually even stronger. We have to polish and paint it, right? Once all are finished and connected. There's still a long way before they're done. War das nur das erste Stück? The first piece was experimental to prove that the manufacturing process works. 2 Meter groß von einem 8 Meter Wing und davon 2 Stück. Uff, ein Achtel geschafft. Now we'll be making a lot of similar boards. It's so smooth already, does it really need to be polished? There's release agent on the surface. If we don't clean it off, the paint won't adhere to it properly. While Ageha was explaining, she checked the surface of the board thoroughly. Yes, well done. Of course, I put a lot of effort into this. Oh, schade, man kann nicht den Sound repeaten. Man kann nur den Sound repeaten wahrscheinlich. Das war beautiful, aber... Ich freue mich immer, dass ich über solche Kleinigkeiten so lachen kann. It really is well made. That's great. As we stood before the first result of our efforts and chatted among ourselves, we were all quite excited. Yes. Although our pace was slow, the construction was proceeding well. Sunday. Our end-of-term tests will begin tomorrow, so all club activities have been stopped for the time being. Ich finde immer weird, so wie in so ziemlich allen Anime, Media, Schule fast so völlig vernachlässigt wird. Also, Dinge passieren in der Schule, aber man hat einfach nie Class, so. Es geht fast nie um Inhalte, die werden nur so richtig oberflächlich erwähnt. Hausaufgaben sind kein Grund für Stress oder Leistung, so. Niemand kehrt Gefühl, so. Ich glaube, ich habe noch nie ein Anime gesehen, in dem tatsächlich, ja, wirklich die Schule ein bisschen im Detail behandelt wird. Egal, Gedanken an der Seite. Ist ja für den hier auch nicht besonders zentral, aber ja. So all club activities have been stopped for the time being. If we secretly worked on the glider and got busted, we'd have been in trouble. We had to stick to the rules. Oh, our money is dangerous. That's why we were meeting at the garage on Sunday. Would... Ah, okay. Ah, dieser Grillenzirp-Sound. Ja. Dankeschön. The cicadas were annoyingly noisy. That's to be expected, it was midsummer already. Once the end-of-term exams are over, our long-awaited summer vacation will begin. Hey, our Aoi-kun! Amane-senpai? On my way to school, I heard Amane-senpai calling out from behind. That's unusual. Are you alone? I had some work at the dorm. The others couldn't wait, so they went ahead. Ageha came to the dormitory early this morning. Then she and Kotori left together. Those two have been getting along well recently. I guess they finally opened up to each other. Now that you mention it, when it's just the two of them, they tend to have lively conversations. Huh? About what? Oh, incoming. They are probably discussing glider-related things. They mostly talk about you. Really? I wonder what they are gossiping about. I guess there must be some good-for-nothing chit-chat. Want to know? Nah. Just knowing that those two are getting along is enough. Oh boy. Besides... Okay. Mir fällt, dass sie auch noch so leicht verpixelt ist, einfach ihr Arm und ihre Haare. What is it? Man erwartet irgendwie nicht, dass sie sich irgendwie Gedanken über Kleidung machen würde. Nothing. I just thought that it's the first time I've seen you wearing something different than a school uniform. Ah, this? Yesterday I returned home for the first time in ages. I went to help my dad with his job. I returned home for the first time in ages? What? Schläft sie sonst in der Garage oder was? You were helping your father? What kind of job does he do? He's an inventor. Ah, yeah, my favorite kind of job. An inventor? For a moment I imagined a middle-aged man wearing thick glasses and a white coat. He raised a strange voice while pouring chemicals into a test tube. A huge explosion followed. That would have been the case in Edison's era anyway. Now it has become a proper profession. Are you sure about that? Wait a sec, she says she's been home for the first time in ages, so does that mean she usually lives alone? I couldn't help but wonder, but there might be some family issues, so it was difficult to ask. It's not just Kotori and Ageha. I've been having fun these days too. What do you mean? The club activities. Everyone's been great. Ageha has a knack for building things. She's quick-witted and has a wide range of knowledge. Kotori is patient and keen. I think she wants to fly more than anyone. Ai-kun, you're doing a good job bringing those two together, and you're already better than me with flying in the simulator. I was waiting to hear about his progress, actually, thanks. If they heard you talking about them like this, I'm sure they'd have been overjoyed. You think so? Yeah, I guarantee it. The reason why everyone could do their best without hesitation was because such an amazing person as Mochizuki Amane was here. Senpai brushed up her long hair. A nostalgic smile appeared on her face as if she was reminiscing about something. Ever since you guys came here, it's always so lively. It's like I went back to the time when Isuka's been here. Again, Isuka-san. The person who wrote the flight log. What sort of person was she? Why don't you just ask? And why did Amane-senpai always talk about her in the past tense? I want to do another test flight soon. Yeah, I'm feeling the beat. Amane-senpai said that anxiously while gazing up at the huge columns of clouds silently soaring through the distant sky. Hi! Hi! What? Hi! Hi. Huh? You're alone, Kotori? When I entered the garage with Amane-senpai, Kotori was sitting alone looking bored in front of the air conditioner. If you're looking for Himegi-san, one of the members of the robotics club called her and she went out. To the robotics club? Recently, Ageha had been coming to the soaring club more often than to the robotics club. Could that be the reason why they summoned her? The girl who came to get her had a really serious expression. Stell ich mir auch noch so weird vor, wenn einfach die Clubs nicht wollen, dass du bei anderen mitmachst und dich monopolisen wollen, said Kotori sluggishly. She looked like she didn't even want to think about it. Just then, Ageha returned. I'm back. Yo, Ageha, you got called by the robotics club? Yeah. Also alle tragen Schuluniform außer Amane? Is something wrong? Ich finde auch gut, dass sie einfach Ageha so, oh, ich sehe dich zum ersten Mal in einer anderen Klamotte und sie so, ja, ich habe für meinen Vater gearbeitet gestern. Hä? Zusammenhang ist was? Deshalb muss sie alle Klamotten tragen? Oder, hä? There's a little problem, though I really should be happy about it. But considering my senpai's feelings, maybe I shouldn't? What happened? For a little while, I'll have to devote myself to the robotics club. Huh? What do you mean? Senpai, just for a short time, could I be allowed to take a break from the club? Oh, that's fine, but... You said a little while, but how long is that? Until the start of the summer holidays, at the earliest. At the latest, up until the Obon festival. That's about halfway through our summer holidays. It's the qualifying round for the robotics contest, isn't it? Ageha nodded. We, the underclassmen team, were supposed to just the reserve team, so we didn't expect to participate, but... Supposed to be just... ich kann nicht lesen, okay. It seems there was a problem with the senpai's team robot. Since they won't make it in time now, it's been hurriedly decided that we're going to enter instead. The robotics club was really popular. It had many members and they were divided into several teams, each trying to build a robot that will meet the requirements of this year's contest. According to Ageha, while underclassmen were helping the seniors with the work, they also practiced making their own robots. However, that was only practice. Helping the seniors was the priority. It seems that usually they didn't have enough time to finish their own robots, but this year Ageha got really fired up and said they'll somehow manage to build an operational one. Das hört sich nach einer sehr weirden club culture an. When the problem occurred with the senpai's team robot, they were no longer able to enter the contest. It was decided that Ageha's team would participate instead. So what about making the main wings? I won't have time to work on them personally. But I'll be showing up once I'm done with the robotics club, so could I ask you to work on them, Habane-san? Impossible. If I'm all by myself, I'll help too. If the main wings aren't completed, piloting practice will be meaningless. Yes, please. I'm really sorry. Well then, I have to head back now. Ageha made her apologies and left the garage. Okay, that's sad. The garage interior became deathly silent. What's with this girl? She just says whatever she likes. It can't be helped. She was a member of the robotics club from the start. But things were finally going so well. Moment, ich muss kurz meine Screen Brightness verstellen, weil die Morgensonne in mein Zimmer leuchtet. Es ist Montagmorgen und es ist noch kein neues Material von der Uni hochgeladen worden. Ich kann nichts machen. Ich könnte mein Pro-Seminar machen. Senpai, while Ageha's away, I'll be helping Kotori. Huh? Yeah. Was macht sie dann? Senpai? Yes, I think that's a good idea. Let's do so. Oh. Amane Senpai said absent-mindedly. Then she returned to her usual position, sitting in front of the drawing board. Afterwards, she didn't say a word anymore. Oh, sad. Ist jetzt traurig, dass Ageha weg ist oder dass sie nicht mehr beim Piloting helfen kann? On the first day of the first term exams, the fine weather we'd had for the last few days changed into an unbelievably heavy rain. Oh, wie unexpectedly fitting. This would be my first exam since I'd come to this school. I didn't hate studying, so I felt quite confident. However, specialist subjects were rather troublesome, because I didn't even know what kind of questions I should expect. So end-of-term exams einfach statt, ja, so mehr Durchmisch, wie wir das in der Schule hatten, stelle ich mir doch sehr, ja, gibt mir eher so Uni-Vibes. Halt auch Exams, auf die man sich wirklich vorbereitet, alles als Schulklausuren, wo man einfach so reingeht, so, am Abend vorher nochmal durchschauen, vielleicht durch die Themen, wenn es hochkommt und das war's. Okay, time's up. Put down your pencils. The answer sheets were collected. That's the end of today's exams. Go straight home. Don't play about. You have exams tomorrow too. That's what the teacher said, but I had brought my lunchbox. Well, how did you do, Ageha? So, I guess. I was no good. I'm betting it all on tomorrow's English exam. I'm no good at English. While Ageha was chatting with our classmates as usual, she put her bag on her shoulder and left the classroom with them. Okay. kinda getting a weird air. Ageha. I followed her out to the hallway and called out. Going home already? Yeah, there's something I need to do. How about you? I'm gonna swing by the garage. I see. Ageha, you know... Ageha, what are you doing? Sorry, you go ahead. What is it, Age? No, nothing. See ya. Don't non-demonize me! Okay, do your best on tomorrow's on tomorrow's test too. She said this jokingly and chased after her friends while waving her colorful orange umbrella. Seems very cheerful. Then again, she's always cheerful. Aren't you going with her? Whoa! Ah, it's just you, my boy. It doesn't matter whether we return together or not. Yes, it does matter. Weren't you guys sticking together all the time lately? You were getting clingy to the point where it makes me feel sick. We're not getting clingy. You are. Yes, you are. You said it yourself about that something club or whatever. What are you talking about? You haven't joined us. Huh? Who'd want to hang out with you guys? Don't spit in the hallway. Anyway, I thought it was weird. After all, you confessed to arguing in the past and got rejected, right? What? Okay, so that happened. I stiffened reflexively. How do you know about that? I heard it from Ageha. Oof. Why, that little... Despite that, you're hanging out again. That's definitely unnatural. I'm saying this as someone experienced with romance. You know, I think you're misunderstanding something. That was back when we were kids and... Huh? Kotori, how long have you been there? I don't know, I didn't hear anything. Okay. After throwing this terribly easy to see through denial, she escaped down the hallway at top speed in her wheelchair. My boy, you asshole. See ya. Hey, hold it. Masatsugu skipped away as I tried to retaliate. What? He did that on purpose? What the fuck? What the fuck, dude? Okay. Hey, Kotori. I didn't hear anything. Even if you ask me what I didn't hear, I want to answer. Oh, you're not going to say, I didn't hear anything about a confession or something? Is that so? Going against what our teacher had said, Kotori and I dropped by the Soaring Club garage. Because it had been raining all day today, the humidity in the garage was stifling. While we were sitting down in front of the air conditioner and eating lunch, we opened up the textbooks for the subjects for tomorrow's exams. Damn that, my boy. The matter that Masatsugu had let slip just now really was something that happened when we were kids. I think that Age had probably forgotten all about it. Even if she did remember, it could be slightly embarrassing, but these kind of memories wouldn't make us feel uncomfortable or anything. Yeah, I mean, why does Kotori care? Honestly, how many years ago was this? It was when we still didn't really understand the differences between boys and girls. You could call that youthful silliness. That's why I don't think it had any special meaning. Senpai, how was the exam? I didn't take it. Huh? Ah, that's right, she was deliberately dropping credits. If she took the test like everyone else, she's so smart that she'd be top of the class without even trying. By the way, Senpai wasn't hungry today for a change, so it seems the lunchbox I brought for her will go to waste. What? This is happening? I put it in the fridge so she can eat it later when she gets hungry. Ai-kun. It's about Himeki-san. What? I thought you didn't hear anything. Kotori continued, ignoring my sarcasm. You were talking with her in the hallway, right? Did she say something? No, not really. She said that she has something to do, so she's going home. Don't you think that Himeki-san is avoiding us? She's not coming here either. Also, ihr Verhalten ist halt schon ein bisschen weird. Aber, sorry, brain.exe stopped working. Worauf wollte ich hinaus? Sie macht nicht den, also ich glaube, wenn sie das wirklich so machen würde, würde sie sich ziemlich schlecht fühlen, deswegen. Zumindest scheint sie so wie die Art von Person. Und sie sieht nicht aus, als würde sie sich schlecht fühlen, aber vielleicht ist sie auch einfach nur gute Schauspielerin. Wer weiß. Since Ageha said that she was going to focus on the robotics club, she hadn't come to the garage even once. Well, club activities are suspended during the exams. Isn't it weird that we're actually coming here? I wonder. Hey, it's that thing after all. Yeah. Nani? It was actually bothering me a little, so yesterday I talked about it with someone I knew from the robotics club. Oh Gott. Das mit dem Lehrer oder was? I asked about the situation on the day Ageha was summoned. At that time, Ageha said it was decided that her team would enter the contest. However, considering the news, her expression was too gloomy. I wondered if they didn't tell her something more. Could it be that being in two clubs at the same time was putting her in a difficult position? No shit. That's what I was worried about, but from what I heard, there were hardly any complaints from the other club members. Okay. They said that there weren't many people in the robotics club who were as enthusiastic as her. Even so, the advisor to the robotics club was Tobioka Kujida-sensei. I'd heard rumors about him when we were looking for members for our club. Apparently he had a grudge against Amane-senpai, and it was said that he saw the Soaring Club as enemies. Oh Leute, was sind das für Lehrer? The credibility of the rumor itself wasn't certain. It seems that when Ageha was summoned that day, Tobioka-sensei told her this. Holding positions in two clubs at once is not allowed. You must quit one of them. Oof. Was zur Hölle? She might not come here anymore. Staring at the drawing board, Amane-senpai dropped her pen. I'm sorry. For dropping her pen? Apologizing to no one in particular, she picked up the pen. Senpai had also been acting a little strangely since Ageha stopped coming. She's been fidgety and seemed restless. Ageha said this would last until the local qualifiers for the robotics contest. Vielleicht will sie noch quitten? It sucks that the production of the main wings has been slowed down, but let's wait until then. But if she's thinking about quitting, I'd want her to tell us soon. We'll have to search for another member again. While she listlessly poked at her omelette, Kotori voiced her complaints. What are you doing here? Suddenly a man's deep voice resounded inside the garage. We looked at the entrance in surprise and saw a middle-aged man standing there. From the open door, humidity and the sound of rain violently hitting the ground came inside the garage. That guy. Worüber will er sich jetzt beschweren? Dass sie hier ein Exam-Zeit rumhängen? Speak of the devil. It was the robotics club advisor, Tobioka Kujida-sensei. We're in the middle of the exams. Don't you know that club activities are forbidden? We know, that's why we're not doing club activities. What? Hey, don't lunge at him. Also, das ist perfectly natural und die Antwort, die ich auch gegeben hätte, aber okay. But he's really irritating. We're eating our lunches and studying for tomorrow's exams. Tobioka-sensei glared straight at me. He looked like he would never believe the words of a student. But I wasn't lying. Warum werden solche Leute Lehrer, Mann? Was zur Hölle? I've just transferred here, so there are many things I don't know in the specialist subjects. Mochizuki-senpai was teaching me. Kotori also wasn't too great with these subjects. So we had a valid reason to study for exams right here. Of course, having air conditioning was another reason. So you are the new members of the Soaring Club. It seems he tentatively accepted my explanation and asked another question. Okay, ich dachte schon, der ist extra dahin gekommen, um die zu busten. Das wird ziemlich assi. Don't take this the wrong way, but you had better give up on such club. On such club? What the? If you want to be involved in something, you should join the robotics club. Why would you say something like that, Sensei? While I was trying to hold Kotori back, I unintentionally let some anger slip into my retort. Though I really was that annoyed. It is the teacher's duty to guide the students. I said the same thing to Himeki. As I thought, he threatened Himeki-san. I won't forgive him. Wait, calm down. Kotori looked like she would have charged her wheelchair to Tobioka if it wasn't for me holding her back. So what did she say? That she would think about it for a while. Well, provided that she isn't a complete idiot, there's only one answer. Even so, I'm keeping an eye on her. She's the best among the members of our club. She won't quit. She's been working so hard on this after all. That is exactly why. If you're going to get seriously involved in something, it's better to choose something that has a future. Not such an aimless club like this. Aimless, you say? We do have aim. We have a clear objective. Yeah. Tobioka scoffed at our retort. We weren't participating in competitions or making any publications. Perhaps to a teacher like him it looked like we were just doing this for fun. Publications? Yo, seid ihr Professoren oder was? Was ist das für eine Schule? Besides, your efforts are useless already. The Soaring Club will have its status revoked. Oof. Huh? Isn't that right, Mochizuki? Wasn't that the case only if I was the only member? As you can see, Aoi-kun and Kotori are here too. A promise is a promise. Tobioka forcefully interrupted Amane-senpai's calm explanation. Then, I will have you keep it. He emphasized that and left the garage, squaring his shoulders. Okay. What was that about, Amane-chan? Is it true that the club will have its status revoked? Once Tobioka had left, we both drew closer to Amane-senpai. Did Tobioka-sensei misunderstand the main point of the promise, I wonder? The club losing its status would be more like a side effect of keeping the promise. What was this promise? I'm leaving this summer, Wood. Eh? Leaving? We were dumbfounded, stunned to hear about this so suddenly. But Amane-chan, weren't you going to keep staying here? That's what I thought too. I thought she was going to stay here even after we leave. Moment. Sie soll... Wie häufig soll sie wiederholt haben? Und in welcher Klasse sind die? Sie ist 5th Year, wurde glaube ich irgendwann gesagt. Ah, und Kotori 2nd Year, maybe? Also ist sie sowieso schon 3 Jahre älter und hat sie bestimmt mindestens 3-mal wiederholt oder vielleicht häufiger sogar. Das heißt, sie ist einfach mal 6 Jahre älter als die. Yo. Das ist so der Altersunterschied, den man halt zwischen 6 und 12 Klässern bei uns hat. Das ist weird irgendwie. I thought she was going to stay here even after we leave. Yeah, some things can't continue forever. I've already repeated the year more times than the school allows. It's because I received special permission from the school. But in exchange I had to make some promises. One of them was that I would quit club activities this summer, then graduate the following spring. Quit, then graduate. What about the revocation of the club status? As I just said, that wasn't part of the promise. That's Tobioka-sensei's misunderstanding. I've been doing this by myself for years. No new members were joining. That's why the school was planning to close the Soaring Club the same year that I leave. Hearing about these things all of a sudden left me slightly confused. You're fine with this? With quitting? It's not a question of whether I like it or not. The school won't allow it, and I also made a promise with my father. The teachers, her father, all these promises she's made with adults. I didn't know what all of those people were thinking, but I did know that there were things that will be lost because of them. That's why, before then, Amane-senpai picked up the photo frame that was placed on her desk. The once empty frame now displayed that beautiful photograph of the passage of clouds bathed in the morning sunlight. Before then, I want to go to this place. Senpai stared at the photograph as if she were looking at something far, far away. Since everyone came here, I started to think that, just maybe, this time I might be able to reach it. Maybe. This time. Considering all those years Amane-senpai had spent in this garage, her words felt very heavy. Listening to her words beside me, Kotori was quietly biting her lip.